Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it, guys. So today we have kind of a mix that I normally do from what I normally do. It's gameplay, live commentary, I'm playing right now as you see, but talking about an interesting subject, at least in my opinion. It was actually submitted by one of the subscribers in one of the polls that I did, asking what type of basically video you guys want to see, and feel free to leave it in the comments as always. But is there aircraft, or is there a problem in general in War Thunder of vehicles that are added out of time? The famous like dead on arrival, basically, right? The Mirages received that nomination when they were added with the F1, and even the Mirage 3, and some other aircraft like the Tornado F3 right now has kind of that connotation on it, like that it is basically dead on arrival, right? And I wanted to talk a little bit about it while we research the J37. I'm still grinding that thing. I am with my J35 XS over here from the Finnish Air Force. An amazing aircraft, very cool. Not gonna climb too much. I mean, it is a down tier, but let's get back to this subject, right? So the thing is that, like, guys, of course, there is that, right? It's an obvious thing. But I think the problem is a subject one. It's kind of like, it's not really the aircraft fault, and it's not really the, like, too late for being competitive kind of part as well, to be honest. It is something quite different, that I think it creates a lot of the problems with additions of vehicles in general, right? Not only aircraft. And a problem that creates a problem of gameplay disbalance as well, which is the BR compression, guys. BR compression actually creates this type of thing. Just realize that there is no such thing as dead on arrival of an aircraft, for example, if the aircraft gets its correct BR. So, for example, if an aircraft actually gets the proper BR of it, and if it can get the proper BR, if it can, that's the main thing, you will have a thing that it basically doesn't create the dead on arrival kind of subject on it. Because the aircraft will have its own place in the game, because it does have its proper BR, right? So it's kind of like, let me just concentrate a little bit. It's kind of like a problem that it's not really the fault of the aircraft being delayed or actually added later. It's more of a problem of not having the correct BR for it to be added. So you see that, for example, with when the Mirage F1 was added, right? When the Mirage F1 was added, it was an aircraft that was really suffering because we had already multiple aircraft that were even newer than it, making it kind of like it was an alright aircraft, but it had its problems, and it couldn't be like saved from them because the BR basically made the aircraft, we got one, the aircraft be forced into the top tier BR bracket that at that time was the main BR of the game, right? And that happens again a little bit with the Tornado F3, for example. The Tornado F3 is an aircraft that... Come on, missile! Oh my god, I hate F5s. They're so hard to hit. Jesus Christ. It's like Godzilla over there. But the thing is that, like, for example, the Tornado, when it was added... at first, it was added together with other, very advanced aircraft. Well, should it be added before that then, or something like that? Well, maybe. But the thing is that if the aircraft has its correct BR, which for now I think it's alright, 11.348, it's pretty alright, it still faces very much more advanced aircraft, right? Which means that the aircraft will suffer a little bit fighting the MiG-29s and other aircraft like that, the F-16s and stuff. So the problem isn't the addition of the Tornado later, it's actually the addition of the Tornado in, oh my god, in BR that faces the better aircraft. So this is the main problem that I don't see a lot of people actually realizing it. Because, oh my god, it's impossible to evade an AIM-9L from such a thing. Let me just get to another battle real quick. Jesus Christ, look how many 810s over here. There's so many every single match. So, yeah, basically this is it, guys. This is the real problem, I think, with the dead on arrival kind of subject, right? There is no such thing as dead on arrival if all the BRs are correct. That's the thing. And I don't know, it's like the MiG-25, for example. I always talk about the MiG-25. It kind of became a meme in my channel even, because every single video I try to talk about the MiG-25. But the thing is that, let's take the MiG-25 as an example. If it's added right now, it will already be, and probably not be top tier, right? You probably will be like an 11.7, 11.3, something along those lines. Which means that the aircraft is already too late to be added, technically, right? But this happens every single time something is actually added. With tanks, with ships, with aircraft, with everything. Everything takes a little bit more time to be added than it should. Not because they're like taking a lot of time to add these aircraft, but it's more like they need to add a certain aircraft for a certain reason, because they want to, or because it's more needed than another one. So for example, the MiG-29. The MiG-29 was technically more needed for the objective that they had with the 4th generation aircraft than a MiG-25, right? So of course they will add a MiG-29 to counter the F-16. Because the F-16, the MiG-29, they wanted those aircraft to be added. But then there is limitations. Sometimes there is not much that you can do besides add these aircraft, or take a little bit of time to actually add it, because they're actually pulling resources to another development of another aircraft, for example. So maybe they were thinking about adding the MiG-25, right? But with the schedule that they decided, the MiG-29 is a more, important matter to be attended in the development phase and resources like usage in the development of the game, right? So this is what pretty much happens, I think. And as I said, I really don't believe there is such a thing as that on arrival. Each aircraft, if it has the correct BR, it will be competitive enough. Of course, we have exceptions for that. As I said, the Tornado F3 might be one, but to be honest, most of them, 99% of them, they're all right. The Tornado F3 is actually pretty all right at its BR. The problem is that when you actually get, let me just focus. Critical hit, oh my god. You're kidding me? Come on. My god, this gun doesn't do anything. But I kind of forgot what I was even talking about, which is problematic, right? But anyway, the idea is that they might take a little bit of time to actually add stuff, and it's fine. We still don't have the T-72 Ural. And I kind of remembered what my point before. The thing is that each vehicle that it's added, 99% of them have the correct BR. The exception is normally like brought up a little bit to the light, and then we have kind of a problem because people start to complain and stuff, which is the correct thing to do. But the thing is that, for example, the Mirage F1, it was kind of problematic when it was first added, but then eventually, I mean, it got the Magic 2, and it got a BR that corresponds to the performance of the aircraft, right? So it's all right now. you know, the statistics of it is pretty alright. Yeah, it has problems. Yes, it's not the perfect aircraft. Yes, it can be difficult to do some types of things with it. But in a general sense, it is a pretty good aircraft, right? And it can do well. Same goes for the Tornado F3. Even though it has problems dealing with top tier aircraft, sometimes, you know, when it faces the MiG-29s and stuff, the stats of it are pretty alright. I actually have a lot of kills with it, and you can get a lot of, you know, fun games with it. So, you know, that there is the example. So yeah, no, I don't think any aircraft is dead on arrival. I think if a MiG-25, for example, is added right now, an F106, for example, those the Deltas, right? The Delta Dart and the Delta Dagger, I think it's called. Will they be dead on arrival? No, I don't think so. The Su-9 or any Interceptor, for example, all of these aircraft, they will have a place in the game if they get the correct BR. And I think that's the main thing that we need to complain about. Getting the correct BR. So, yeah. This is it for the video, guys, pretty much. I think this is the last guy. He's going to die. But let me know in the comments, what do you think about that? Do you agree with me or not? Do you think I'm just talking too much? You know, it's not really what happens. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And I see you guys on the next one. Yes, correctly timed, I must say. Anyway, subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. See you. Amazing aircraft, this one, by the way.